call to order the Clarkston Independence District Library Board of Trustee meeting for January 4th, 2016 at 5:46. Let's rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Dan Gaffney absent. Michelle Ginn. Here. Dan Green.
Here.
Mary Inver. Here. Sally Lamb. Here. Allison McFadden-Kiesling. Here. Marilyn Pomeroy.
Here.
Julie Meredith here.
Okay. I'll accept a motion for approval of the agenda.
I move to approve the agenda as presented. Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the agenda as presented. Any questions or comments? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. Our public is missing tonight. So the call to the public is now open and closed.
It was easy.
Us haven't recovered from the new year yet. Our consent agenda has 4 items in it. I'll accept a motion to approve the...
Okay. I have to look and see where I left off.
You're in finances.
Finances.
Yes.
I think it was... did I
Part
check that's a
two.
Part two. Okay. As part of Michigan's Workforce Opportunity Act, Public Act 138 of 2014, minimum wage increased to $8.50 per hour on January 1st, 2016. This will affect 6 library employees. On January 1st of 2017, minimum wage will increase to $8.90 per hour, and on January 1st of 2018, it will increase to $9.25 per hour. Solely budgeting for those items. We received notification from the library's auditor that they would like to do the field work for our 2015 audit in mid-March. Library's accountant and I are comparing schedules to pick dates that will work for all parties. Building and grounds.
By the way, that's when they did it. That's when they started last year, wasn't it? Okay.
Yep. Our first independent audit, they tried to do it in February, and that was a little bit too quick for us. So we weren't quite ready to be that early. So she's moved us to March. Building and grounds, while the handicap parking spaces were up to code when the library was built in 1992, the guidelines have changed and some of those spaces are too steep. Last month, the library board had discussion regarding the 2 proposed options to pursue correcting the grading problem during phase 2 of the library's parking lot reconstruction project. As directed by the library board, the civil engineer is currently developing an RFP for phase 2 that will move 2 of the current handicap spaces to a flatter area near the book drop. As soon as the RFP is complete, the engineer will begin the bid process. Project updates, the library director and the business and marketing librarian applied for a grant that will pay for 2 additional library staff members to be trained in the Harwood Institute Community Conversation Techniques. The awards will be announced by January 15th of 2016. We hear about that soon.
Yeah.
The library has a 5-person committee made up of the business and marketing librarian, the community relations coordinator, a staff member, a board member, and the director, working through the beginnings of a logo process. The committee collected samples of the work of a number of local designers and created a poster that presented the samples randomly. Staff members were invited to vote on the samples they liked best. One designer's work easily rose to the top. She provided a quote for how much it would cost to have her develop a new logo for the library. The committee provided simple guidance based on past discussions with staff and the board regarding what the logo should look like. We are looking for a design that is simple, bold, recognizable, and timeless. The designer provided an initial set of proposed designs in mid-December. The committee will be meeting next week to discuss the designs and give the next round of guidance. Once the committee has a number of samples that are starting to reflect the basic parameters, feedback will be requested from the staff and the board. So we're working our way through this process.
Okay.
Collaborations. This year's Friends of the Library president is Eric Haven. Eric is on the city council, has a background in business, and is currently a development director for a nonprofit. His goals for the Friends board this year are twofold. First, he would like to create an endowment fund or a foundation that would become a financial backup for the library when times get tough like they did in 2008. He would also like to follow up on a discussion that the board and the Friends board started when the library was reestablished in 2012 to develop a formal agreement between the entity that governs the library and the one that acts as the charity arm. Both of these projects are important and timely, and I'm glad to have his expertise and support as we work through them. So we're glad to be revisiting that agreement. And lastly, the library will once again participate in Shiver by the River in Depot Park on Saturday, January 16th from 1 to 4 p.m. This event features eating, music, kids activities, a hands-on craft tent, chili, s'mores, cocoa, and photos with the mouse from the storybook if you give a mouse a cookie. Friends of the library will also be awarding prizes for unique and whimsical hats, scarves, and mittens, so mark your calendar for this fun event.
Okay. Phew, thank you.
Quite a lot of updates.
All right. Now to regular business. First item of business is the election of officers for 2016.
I would like to make a motion that we retain the current set of officers. Marilyn Pomeroy, President, Michelle Gann, Vice President, Jan Gaffney as Treasurer, and Mary Hemberg as Secretary.
Enthusiastically second.
It's been moved and seconded to, yes,
Who
ma'am.
seconded it? Allison, thank you.
With enthusiasm.
And Sally.
Uh-huh.
With Sally as a third.
Okay.
Unanimous second there.
All right, are there any comments or questions? All board members have indicated a willingness to remain in their present capacities. So all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you.
Item 2, update about new programs and collaborations in the Children's Department.
Tracy provided me an update that she wanted me to share with you. She's got a couple of new things going on. First, she has a new family program. The Children's Department is trying a new program called a Family Campout at the library. This is an after-hours program for families inspired by a blog post by Abby the librarian. Our event will take place on Friday, January 22nd from 6 to 8 p.m. Join us for campfire stories, indulge in campfire treats, and bring sheets and blankets to build your own family fort in the stacks of the library. So that should be a lot of fun. New collaboration with the schools. And this is actually a memo from Tracy. In the fall, we began working with Jennifer Racayo, a 5th grade teacher at Clarkston Elementary who is a frequent library user and was looking for good read-alouds for her class. We suggested to her that we could do book talks of new books for her classroom if she would like. She was very excited to hear this, and we are now doing monthly book talks of new material for her. A few months after we began the service, we were contacted by Jennifer Breen, a 5th grade teacher at Andersonville Elementary, who had heard from the district reading specialist that we were offering the service to the schools. Ms. Breen requested that we do book talks for her class, and we will begin them in January. We also heard from Stephanie Beach, a 1st grade teacher at Springfield Plains Elementary, who also had heard about the service, but was looking for something a little different. Ms. Beach wanted to do a sort of book club for her advanced readers. Working together, we came up with a plan to do short book talks of nonfiction material related to a fiction easy reader that the kids will read together each month and have a book club around. We begin this service in January 2. We discussed these programs with the staff at the Springfield Township Library and we're hoping to work with them. However, they feel the programs were beyond the scope of their library due to budgetary and time constraints. They know we are proceeding and just ask to be kept apprised of the program's progress. These are the first steps in what we hope will be more collaboration with the public schools, and we are really excited about these new outreach opportunities.
Oh, that sounds exciting.
We will go to them.
Yes, yep. They're packing up
Excellent.
piles of books and going to the classrooms and talking to the kids right in the classrooms.
That's great.
And helping the teachers where they are.
I love the energy behind this. It's just so, it's
They're very
exciting.
excited about it. They
And they are going to do again the Battle of the Books this year too,
They are
aren't
doing
they?
Battle of the Books, and that's something that they do with the middle school, and they're also working on how to collaborate. Some of the elementary schools already do a Battle of the Books, and they're working on how to collaborate and help the schools that aren't doing a Battle of the Books do one, and then add additional support to the libraries that are.
What an awesome
Yeah.
thing.
We're delighted to be able to collaborate.
Yes.
I think that's great. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's our business for tonight. So I will accept A motion to adjourn.
So,
There's a second.
Second.
In unison.
I thought somebody I had already done, go ahead.
Sally got that one.
Okay, it doesn't matter.
All right, it's been moved and seconded that we adjourn at 6:10 PM on January 4th. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion is carried. Happy New Year.